Hello everyone, Nick here with McGaughys Suspension. Coming to you with part 2 of 4-inch versus leveling kit. So in our last video, we obviously showed these two trucks, and at the end of the day, the whole video purpose was to show you how significantly exactly the same height a stretched out leveling kit would be to a true 4-inch kit, and what you would gain in positive direction just going to a 4-inch kit if you were looking to get that much height out of a leveling kit. So today we're going to follow up because a lot of people wanted to see how this white HD would turn out correctly leveled. When I say correctly, still has all the same parts, still has the upper control arms, the M84 series shock, leveling keys, no blocking U-bolt in back, just stock in the rear, and it's leveled out. This is what we got here. Obviously, because we brought the front end down, we had to change the tires out, but we're still on the same wheels. These tires now are a 35-12-50. They're a Toyo RT Trail, and we're sitting on an 18x9, positive 12, which equals positive 12 offset, which equates to 5.5 back spacing. So that kind of wheel spec, there's your side profile right there to show you. And we'll show you underneath here. Like I said, we got those M84 series shocks. Those are valved in-house, proprietarily done in-house. And we've got our upper control arms. Those come with the stainless steel polish insert plates up on top. And then we've got a ball joint cap, which is billet, and it's powder coated satin black. And in the previous video, we had demonstrated this truck stretched out, and it had no travel in between that upper control arm and the frame. It was completely bound up. Well, now we've lowered the truck down, and currently with this tire and wheel setup, we're sitting at a measurement from fender to center hub at 26.5 inches. Okay, so we lowered it down drastically, which I want to say it's about 5/8 of a rake compared to the rear. So the back is up a little bit higher, 5/8 of an inch compared to the front. And do note that to level a truck or to find the rake of a truck from front to rear, we don't use the center hub to fender or ground to fender on the front and rear, because the front fenders are cut higher than the bed fenders. Bed fenders are lower. So automatically you're gonna get not a true spec. So to get a better spec of your rake, we suggest that you use the pinch weld right here. Measure from here to the ground, and then measure from here to the ground in the rear. And that will give you an understanding of front to rear rake of the truck. We spec our leveling kit from 0 to 2.5 inches. Now, if you had a wider wheel or a wheel with less positive offset, more negative offset, or 0 offset that brought the wheel out, then you would have to go up a little bit higher to clear the front bumper, lower valance area, and the mud flap area. Now, obviously, you can get a mud flap delete. You can also trim a little bit on this front lower valance, and you can fit a slightly larger tire. But like we showed in our last video, this same wheel had a 37-12-50, and it would take a significant amount of trimming to lower this truck down enough to fit that 37. Can it be done? Some people were saying, oh, you could lower it down and trim. You definitely could. But we want to try to give you the explanation to like the ideal brand new truck owner that says, I don't want to heavily modify, or maybe they're just not prepared. They're just mentally not prepared to do all those modifications to make them fit. If you're totally fine with it, cool. Do your adjustments for, ride height, set it properly, don't stretch it out, set it properly, and then do the accommodations that you need to fit the tires on the front bumper and on the mud flap area, okay? And with that said, let's check out the working angles real quick here. Let's go on this side. So you see underneath there, we have a lot more relaxed tie rod, CV angles, control arm angles. These are way more relaxed than what we saw previously when the truck was cranked up too far. That is one of the other things. We talked about
lack of droop travel and ride quality, that was a main contributor to overstretching the suspension to where you just discredit the ride quality, and you bind everything up on the suspension, which is not good. But here you go, you start to see the CV angles and tie rod angles start to level out, which these have a little bit of an angle to them. They're not harsh at all. These are acceptable, compared to the last video. They were just completely way too aggressive, just not acceptable at all.
There's the droop stop. And then we'll look here comparing. Obviously you can see there's a good amount of difference now between the leveling kit and the 4-inch kit. The 4-inch kit from center hub to fender is sitting at 28 inches. Okay, so on that, you'll see here, we have a tremendous amount more droop travel. The control arm is at a more horizontal plane, ball joint, everything's way more relaxed. We'll look underneath here and look at the CV shafts, tie rod angles. Everything is just completely relaxed at a horizontal plane. So this is definitely the next tier of gaining ride quality, because now you have an acceptable, these factory trucks are coming with 3 inches of droop travel. With this 4-inch kit, you're probably sitting about 3.5 inches of droop travel. So you have more than factory, which is gonna better the ride quality. It's definitely gonna make a significant difference, okay? But again, there's a division here that you have to, as a truck owner, one of a couple things. One, you have to decide, do you have a particular reason why you can't have a truck this tall? Some guys say, hey, I can't fit in my garage, or I have an overhang or anything like that. We just can't go that tall. What's the measurements of a leveling kit? Totally understand. Do a leveling kit. If you're a guy that's looking to fit a larger than 35-inch tall tire, I would highly suggest to get very detailed on your wheel and tire package to make sure that they are properly, when I say properly, the best that you could accommodate for to have the wheel underneath the truck, because the more they push out, the more that they poke out, the worse it is for trimming, and you need more ride height or more trimming to accommodate for it. Again, you don't want to extend the ride height, so be careful with that. Your max, which would be 2.5 inches, and at that point, you call it a day, you stop there on ride height, and then you basically do all your necessary modifications to the lower bumper and the valance and the mud flap to accommodate for your tire size. I'm highly suggesting don't keep on raising the truck up higher if you're doing a leveling kit. And that goes for whether it's our kit or anyone else's kit. You definitely, anyone's kit, no matter if it's got the best money can buy shock underneath it, if the suspension can't move, you can't get ride quality out of it. It's gonna be riding stiff because the suspension can't move. It's not because the torsion bars are stiffer. It's not because the shock is lacking in assistance of ride quality. It's not because of a low profile tire. It's because the suspension can't move. So just be a little bit more understanding, and get with an installer that is a little bit more up to speed with ride heights and making sure that they have accommodated droop travel. You always wanna maintain at least 2 inches of droop travel. And the way that you measure your droop travel is you take a measurement from the top of the tire to your fender. Doesn't matter what lift kit, what leveling kit, whatever you have. You take a measurement at ride height, static like this, and then you take a floor jack and jack it up from underneath the chassis so the front wheel will hang where you can spin the tire, where obviously it's not touching the ground at all, and then you measure again. And that distance from the top of the tire, from previous to what you have dropped out, you need to have at least 2 inches. If you got 2.5 inches, cool. If you got two inches, anything over 2 inches is great. The more the merrier. But if you have less than 2 inches, you have 1.25 inches, an inch, 5/8 of an inch. That is why you're discrediting your ride quality, because you don't have enough droop travel. You're basically overstretching the suspension. So this information it does not exclude anyone else's product. You can use this information whether you have another product manufacturer underneath your truck or you have one of our suspension kits underneath your truck. It does not matter. That general rule of thumb applies. And if you do not have any restrictions of ride height, make a decision on a true 4-inch kit or a leveling kit. Obviously, they're a couple inches from each other on ride height, but then obviously you got the tires as well too. So, and I always tell people too, if they ask me, hey, what would you do? Well, a 37's underneath this truck, even if we got it down this low and we did all the proper trimming and everything, consider a 37 would put this truck up a little bit higher, which then wouldn't be that much difference in ride height overall than the 4-inch kit. So you're really talking minimal difference. The thing to consider is you'll have harsher angles on this kit compared to relaxed angles on this kit. So that's where your money goes. Yes, it is a difference in dollar figure. These are always usually a lot cheaper because they're easier to install, less product. These are a little bit more, you know, intensive for labor. Still not that bad. A do-it-yourselfer in their driveway can do it, but you obviously have more labor and then the cost of the product as well. So I just wanted to make this video kind of a part 2 from our previous video to show you what that HD ended up turning out like compared to this black truck, so you can see them next to each other. I think that was one of the main questions that people really wanted to see a after video. So here's part 2. If you guys have any questions about this, you can leave a comment down below. But also note, I always try to encourage people, if you want to reach out to me and get more detailed, to find me on Instagram or Facebook. I manage the McGaughys Instagram page and the Facebook. You can simply DM us, message us on those, and just say, hey Nick, I've got a 2024, this is what I'm looking to do on the truck, and which one do you think? Here's the tire size, whatnot. I'm more than happy to help you out. I'm here to help you guys build your truck and get the best repercussions that money can buy. These trucks are $80,000+ off the showroom floor. Put a little bit of thought into it and figure out what is the best wheel and tire combination that matches the lift kit, or the lift kit and the best wheel and tire package that goes along with the lift kit. Always happy to help you guys out. Reach out to me, let me know. You can all call us at our warehouse as well and find a local dealer that sells our product, or you can DM us as well and I'll set you up with a local dealer. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Happy as always to help you guys out, and thank you for all the support, and thank you for watching all these videos. Let me know what you guys think down below, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.